What's good, fam? Today, we're talking about a topic that feels as inescapable as student loans money, or more accurately, the lack thereof. You've heard us called the broke generation, and frankly, when our bank accounts look like tumbleweeds at the end of the month, it's hard to argue. So if you're out here dodging your Venmo requests like bullets, fear not, you're in the right place. For the next few minutes, we're going to rip off the Band-Aid and see what's really up with student debt, low wages, and why saving for retirement sometimes feels like a fantasy. Grab your iced coffee while you can still afford it, and let's dive in. Picture this: 60% of us are straight up convinced we'll never own a home. Like, what even? Our parents might talk about starter homes, but for us, it's more like not even a chance homes. We're looking at skyrocketing mortgage rates, insane rent prices, and the constant fear that we'll be 50 years old living with 5 roommates, fighting over the last slice of pizza. It's no wonder that home ownership for many of us feels as far-fetched as winning the lottery. Let that sink in. We're worried about never unlocking that classic American dream, and that stress is a real mood killer. All right, check this stat. 1 in 10 of us has declined a job because of the cost of commuting. I'm talking about gas prices making you want to weep in public, train passes that cost more than your phone bill, or just the sheer time you lose in traffic. It's like the job market is out here throwing offers, but we're doing the math and going, so I can either eat this week or pay for the train. Guess I'll eat. Ack. It's wild that something as basic as getting to work can be a deal breaker. But that's the reality for a lot of us. Let's not dodge the big one: student loans. For many of us, student debt is basically the villain in our life story. It's the final boss we have to battle every month when the bill comes in. We graduated with fancy diplomas and a monthly payment that feels like rent for an apartment we don't live in. And this isn't chump change, it's tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more. Combine that with the cost of living, and you've got a generation that's in over its head before we even get a chance to breathe. So if you've ever cried at the sight of your loan balance, yeah, same. Now, let's talk about the grind. Over half, 56% of us, are juggling side gigs on top of full-time work. You might be flipping burgers by day and designing Etsy stickers by night. Or maybe you're driving rideshare in between shifts at a retail job. Sounds cool, right? Has that hustle, entrepreneurial vibe. But let's be honest, it's not always about chasing passion, it's about necessity. We do it to keep the lights on, not because we're bored. That kind of hustle can leave you exhausted, physically and mentally. Welcome to side hustle fatigue, baby. Hustle culture can be exciting, sure, but it also leads to burnout, and we've already talked about how that torches our mental health. We're basically setting ourselves on fire to keep our bank accounts lukewarm. If you're pulling 12-hour days, 7 days a week, money in the bank might still feel like a pipe dream. That's the harsh reality. So the question is, can we keep living like this? We know it's out there. We hear older folks talk about their 401ks, but we're just trying to pay next month's rent. The idea of saving for a comfortable retirement can feel like a joke. Retirement? Lol, because it's hard to think 30 years ahead when your current paycheck barely stretches 30 days. Why does Gen Z feel the pinch more than, say, your Uncle Gary, who brags about how he bought a house in 1990 for the cost of a sandwich? Well, times have changed, folks. We've come of age during some historic economic downturns, skyrocketing housing and education costs, and wages that haven't kept up with inflation. It's like we jumped into a Monopoly game where every property's already been bought up and we're left rolling the dice, just hoping to avoid bankruptcy. Let's keep it real. Money stress can get personal, like crying into your pillow at 3 a.m. after checking your bank account. Personal. It can affect friendships. Who's paying this time? Dating life, awkward I'm broke convos. Family relations, and mental health. We might feel shame for not having it all together, especially when social media is a highlight reel of glamorous lifestyles. The hustle, the frustration, the feeling of, is this all there is? It can weigh on us like a ton of bricks. The good news? We're starting to talk about it. More of us are calling out the system that leaves us broke before we even get started. We're creating online communities, Reddit personal finance threads, TikTok, money hacks, you name it, to share tips, vent frustrations, and learn from each other. Financial influencers are popping up with strategies on how to budget, invest, and hustle smarter, not harder. The first step to beating this problem is acknowledging it's real, and we're doing that. One thing that sets Gen Z apart is our openness. We're more willing to say, hey, I can't afford that, or yo, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. This honesty breaks down those old taboos around money. Sure, it's uncomfortable to admit you're financially strapped, but being transparent can connect us with peers who feel the same. Collective problem solving is how we'll find a way out. Don't hide in shame. Own your situation so you can start making moves. Look, I'm not about to spit some fairy tale that'll erase your debt by waving a magic wand, but we can take small steps. Budget like a boss. Even if it's depressing to see how little you have left after rent, budget anyway. Knowledge is power. Negotiate everything, your salary, your phone bill, your rent. Sometimes all it takes is asking. Side hustle, but make it work for you. If you're burned out from one gig, try another that's less soul-sucking. Invest early, even if it's tiny. Seriously, even $20 a month in an index fund adds up over time. Don't sleep on it. Build an emergency fund. Even if it's just enough to handle a surprise car repair, that cushion can save you from financial freefall. Student debt forgiveness, affordable housing initiatives, and livable minimum wage are policy battles that need our voices. Remember, we're the generation that loves to rally and protest. Let's channel some of that energy into demanding actual change. If we don't speak up, who will? Democracy means we get a say in what's fair and what's not. Use your voice, use your vote, make noise on social media. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, am I right? But mindset matters. Knowing it's not entirely your fault can help shift the blame off yourself. This system is tough, but you're tougher. Focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins, like paying off one credit card, snagging a better paying side gig, or finally setting up that automatic savings account. We can't fix everything overnight, but inch by inch we move forward. We're also the most innovative, the most connected, and the most vocal generation yet. Yes, the financial struggle is real, but so is our collective ability to adapt, hustle, and disrupt. We can't snap our fingers and erase student debt or make houses affordable in one day, but we can start with open conversations, strategic planning, and demanding change from the top down. Keep chasing those dreams. Keep building that portfolio, brand, or side hustle, whatever it takes. Just remember, money might be tight, but your potential is infinite. If there's one thing we've proven time and again, it's that we rise when challenged. So let's rise. Let's break the broke stereotype, and let's create a future where our bank accounts and our spirits thrive.